In California, the so-called line fire has now grown to more than 20,000 acres, forcing evacuations and road closures. Cal Fire says it started Thursday in the Highland area of San Bernardino County. Upwards of 36,000 structures are in its path, including homes and commercial buildings. Crews battling the wildfire are dealing with 100-plus-degree temperatures and steep terrain. At least 3 firefighters have been hurt. The fire comes as a quarter of U.S. homeowners say they are not financially prepared to handle extreme weather events. That's according to a new survey from Bankrate. The U.S. is currently dealing with both hurricane and wildfire season. Joining us now is Bankrate analyst Shannon Martin. Thanks so much for being on with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
What can people do to prepare ahead and immediately be ready for extreme weather?
The first step homeowners need to take is to really understand how the weather patterns in their area have changed. For example, in the Midwest, there's been more damage to severe storms and winter damage than ever before. So you need to take a look at your climate, take a look at your insurance policy, search for any coverage gaps, and then work with your agent to be able to fill those gaps and work on building up an emergency fund.
I'm blanking on what the word is called right now. I know it'll come to me as soon as we end this segment here. But sometimes with home insurance plans, I know some things aren't included. They're add-ons. Maybe it's sewer protection or something along those lines. Is that what you're advising, is people really take a detailed look at what's included in their protection and what are the things that they're most susceptible to or vulnerable in their area?
Absolutely. They need to evaluate their extreme weather risk. And what you're talking about is endorsements. These are purchases, things that you can buy to add on to your policy to enhance it, like sump pump or water overflow, things like that. And then there are things that are excluded. For example, flood is always excluded from your basic homeowner's policy. So if you live in an area that has started to flood, or you feel that it might start flooding in the future, then you need to either buy a homeowner's policy that can add flood coverage as endorsement or as a separate policy.
Endorsement. Thank you for helping me out there. I had all the faith in you. We were just looking at video of some pretty extreme flooding. How costly can that be if you encounter it with your home?
Flooding can be devastating to a family's financial situation. Just a few inches of water, you can have 4 to 5 inches of water in your home, and if it sits there for more than a few hours, you may have to rip out the first 4 feet of your home across the whole entire foundation because of how quickly mold grows and it gets attached to furniture. So flooding is one of the most expensive type of losses.
Michigan certainly sees its fair share of extreme weather every season. Tornadoes, blizzards, just a little bit different than what's popping up in other parts of the country. How can people become more financially prepared? Is there anything you can challenge us to do to be disciplined and really just have everything ready to go?
The main thing is building up that emergency savings fund, not just to be able to afford your insurance deductible, which is something that can be considerable depending on where you live, but a lot of things aren't covered by insurance. So your evacuation expenses, small repairs, insurance should be your backup plan, not your first course of action. So you need to be able to take care of most repairs on your own. And then basic household maintenance, making sure water freely flows away from your home, making sure your gutters are in good order, making sure your roof is in good condition. All these things can help you mitigate your risk of having a claim or at least having a smaller type of claim.
Yeah, so many things you just rattled off there. I think oftentimes people have those boxes checked during an inspection, which way their yard slopes or whatnot. But then after that, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Bankrate analyst Shannon Martin, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.